Jorge, what's up, my man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How's everything going, man?
Good, brother. Just staying busy, hustling, putting these shows on, giving these guys the time to shine. It's gonna be a big one, bro.
Absolutely, man. This will be your eighth event, bro. Do you feel like you're hitting your stride as a promoter now, and you kind of putting the pieces together of not only what you guys want as an organization, but what fans want as well?
Yes and no. I think it's always evolving. It's always slightly like changing here and there. I really my lanes are obviously to promote the fighters that we got, but also to matchmake to make sure we recruit the best killers that we possibly can, the best free talent that's out there, not free talent, free agents that are out there. Recruit those guys and bring them on over to the organization, have them take the gloves off and give it their all. So there's so many things are changing. Do I feel I'm in my stride? Yeah, I feel I'm definitely doing good, but there's a lot of little things outside of the promoting that make promoting very interesting, and those are the things that I'm getting at that I need to get a little better at, and day to day I'm getting better and better at them. So I haven't hit like full stride, but I'm starting to open up the pace. I'm starting to pick up the pace now in the mile.
Definitely, man. Are you guys to the point where you have a lot of fighters reaching out to you guys, or is it still like you just kind of alluded to, recruiting guys and seeing who's available and who's a free agent, or do you have guys hitting you up?
It's a combo of things. We got a good amount of guys hitting us up on the regular, from guys that were ex-UFC champions to up-and-coming guys to mid-tier guys. And then there's just a lot of recruiting that we do as well. Maybe I'll see a highlight video of somebody. I'll go investigate a little bit more. I'll watch your amateur fights. I'll watch a couple pro fights. I'll be like, yeah, I would like to get this guy on the card. We'll place a call, make it happen, talk to a manager or something, and then that's the other way that we recruit, So,
man,
it's a good thing that we got going. But usually, let me explain a little bit. Let's say maybe after the Roy Nelson Dylan Kleckler fight, It was like nuts. Like I opened up the DM and it was like, not exaggerating, 25, 30 pros, and some of them pretty known, hitting us up, wanting to come on over and do the thing. We try to spend a good amount of money on production and branding, all that stuff, and we get a lot of eyeballs. So these fighters are seeing it and be like, man, I can get my shine on over here,
Wow.
So, yeah, after that we blew up. Then after Junior Dos Santos was Fabricio Verdun, it was like nuts. They legitimized us over those minutes that they fought, After that, the DM was just crazy, both for the promotion and myself, kind of just trying to come in and pave the way and fight, because this fight was seen by like 4 million people on YouTube. So a lot of those people are fighters, and they like what they saw and they want to come on over and throw down.
That's got to feel good, man, because it lets you know the product is speaking for itself.
Oh, yeah. The fans love it. And the fighters themselves, they love it. And, we also get a lot of requests from, like, high-level grapplers that want to come on over and scrap because they don't want to have to deal with the gloves and the guards and all that. So they know they could take the fight to the ground where they're on their back or on top. They don't got no gloves. They got a lot more options for chokes, submissions, leg locks, all that.
No doubt, man. No doubt. You guys are crowning the bantamweight champion in the main event. Randy Costa, Brandon Davis. I am expecting an absolute berserk fight. I'm sure you guys expecting the same.
This is going to be a fucking banger. These guys, their other fight was freaking a great fight. I think both of them are more mature now, savvier fighters, and a lot meaner than they were then. This is going to be a good one. We looked at the 135 roster. This is some of the deeper side of the brackets, and we decided to pair these guys up. We got, for the champion, whoever wins, we got a tough number one as well coming right behind that. So we're going to keep whoever champion is at 135 very busy. We got a couple other guys that could definitely hold that belt. So we're going to keep these guys busy, my brother, getting after it,
Definitely, man. Jorge, as a person that started off in the streets fighting, obviously fought at the highest level of MMA, you fought in boxing. Do you feel like more respect is starting to be put on bare knuckle? People are starting to kind of understand this thing a little more.
As far as like bare knuckle MMA, I don't think that it's not respected because that's how the sport started. It's just some people don't know it. I got to break it down like, hey, this is MMA bare knuckle. This is not some like made up rules where you could do this and you can't do that. And this is just a fight. Just a bare knuckle fight. with rules, you know. So when the UFC started, they didn't have rounds. I could freaking punt your jewels to the other side of the road. You know, it was different. There wasn't these rules and regulations. Since those rules and regulations came in, the sport never had taken off the gloves. So, in a sense, what we're doing is brand new all on its own because it's never been legitimized like that, and then just take the gloves off, you know? So we have all these rules in place, like can't poke the eyes, the standard MMA rules, but it's still no gloves. So these guys are throwing down and creating a new sport, a new wave.
Last time we spoke, man, we talked about you loving coming and bringing your events to the Gulf Coast. The fans seem to understand it. They seem to be in tune with it. And it's always a good crowd, man. Is that part of the reason why the Gulf Coast keep receiving these Gamebred cards?
Oh, definitely. It's like, brother, we do really, really, really well in ticket sales. And it all started, you know, with, like what we said, it was right after Corona was our first show. As the country was starting to open back up, this was 2020. And one of the few places that was like, you know, messing with this vibe of having shows, no restrictions, full capacity, all this and that was Biloxi, Mississippi. So we found the spot over there. And this was right after Corona, little to no marketing or promotion. We just put on a very good card, some good fighters. We had Crazy Horse in the fight. We had some good guys fighting on that card, and we sold out. We sold out 1,800 tickets, I believe. You know, and it was like, that was crazy, man. Cause when you promote, you know, we were ready to lose a couple shows before we even started breaking even. The first show that we ever threw, we made money. You know, it was crazy. You know, and after that rolled the ball into the second one, the third one, the fourth, and then the shows have just been getting bigger. We got a good tight team. We get after with the numbers, and we try to recruit the best guys. And the thing is that there's a huge space just for like this type of MMA. There's a lot of people that love MMA, but they want to see this, and there's only one place to get this. There's nobody else doing this, and we're not going to stop, man. Hopefully next year we're pumping out a good 8 to 12 shows so I can keep everybody hooked, you know?
No doubt, man. Is it a balance, Jorge, between skillful guys and just great matchmaking, meaning, you know, you're going to get two guys that's going to come in there and just bang and do their thing? Is there kind of a balance between that?
There's definitely a balance. You know, when matchmaking, some dudes, I'll be honest, sometimes I'll be like, you know, this guy here with this guy here, fight of the night, but this guy here with option C, probably not, because option C is like, you know, let's say incredible grappler, and he's just trying to want to take it down, and this guy's an incredible striker, so there's still action in that fight because the fight can go down to the feet, and, you know, a choke or submission could happen. But, yeah, a lot of times, you know, we look for, like, the right matchups until they get up a little further in the ladder. Then it's you know, we're letting the cream ride after that, you know. And it's not that we're helping certain guys out. We try to make the rawest fights possible that people want to see, you know. Definitely. I mean, we had Alan Belcher versus Junior Dos Santos for the heavyweight title. Who doesn't want to see that? Alan was on like a 5-year hiatus of like kicking ass, bro, of going undefeated, having lost in those like 5 years, was the BKFC heavyweight champion. So we try to bring a lot of matches like that are outside of the box, but they're like, man, what's going to happen? Alan Belcher fighting a heavyweight like Junior Dos Santos, and he's I think as a heavyweight, Alan is like 8-0 is a boxer, has a great amateur, MMA record, as we all know. So those are the fights that get us excited. You know, nobody's thinking about these fights, but then when we make them happen, we bring it out, people lose their mind. You know, that was a great fight for us right there. Also, same thing with like Papadisha versus Doom versus Junior Dos Santos. You know.
No, for sure, man. Absolutely. And there's shifting to the co-main event. There's a lot of mass going to be in that cage. Maurice Green against Chase Sherman. I'm expecting another banger, man. I don't know if Chase Sherman has the ability to be in a dogfight.
You know, Chase is coming off 2 knockouts for us. Maurice Green is coming off a win himself right now. Got a big knockout. So this is a great fight. Maurice's debut bare knuckle MMA. Maurice is fighting all over the world, top promotions. He's a veteran through and through. Big dude with a lot of power. One shot could fucking end the fight. Same thing for Chase Sherman. You know, I think Maurice is naturally maybe a little bit bigger. So it's going to be such a good fight, man, because Chase Sherman, he goes full zombie mode, and he just starts eating shots, just trying to get one in there. Somehow he does it, man. He consistently does it. So this is a fight they were very looking forward to. The winner of this is very much in contention to be facing JDS for the heavyweight championship. You know, we had a couple other guys in the card too that they're going to be making their stake for that number one contendership status, like Guto that I mentioned. Many other interviews. You know, he's a 5-time Brazilian national heavyweight Muay Thai champion, also a 2-time world champion, and he's got over 15 MMA fights. He's going to be fighting his counterpart has 2 national titles in Muay Thai as well, and he has about like 14 MMA fights. So this is a great fight, man. This is a fight that is going to say a lot too. You know, not only are these guys are world first in Muay Thai, but their MMA is on point as well. This is another. You know, the winner of this we're going to be keeping an eye on very, very much for the heavyweight title. Who else is on? Oh, we got Kevin Lee, my brother. What's up with Kevin Lee, man, making his debut? He's got no slouch. He's going to be fighting Saul Almeida. Saul's a fucking gangster. He just comes to fight, never been knocked out. Has like 20 matches in boxing, has 30 in MMA. Dude is a warrior. We didn't want to give no slouch to Kevin Lee. And we're happy with Kevin Lee and his team that they would step up and take such a tough fight outside of UFC, you know? So it's going to be another fight that could be fight of the night. It could be a fucking insane one for us.
It's an insane card, man. You named a lot of disciplines that are coming over to your bare knuckle MMA. Regis Prograis, former 140-pound boxing champion, hinted at getting in bare knuckle. Do you feel like this thing is heading in a direction where we can start getting some? Regis, yes.
What was the name?
Regis Prograis.
Sorry, I say it wrong. Yeah, no way. I didn't know that he wanted to do MMA. I mean, bare knuckle. He wants to do MMA or bare knuckle?
No, bare knuckle. He hinted that after the fight, maybe it's time for him to move on to bare knuckle. Do you think we'll start getting some pro boxers, even though it's some grappling and stuff involved? I think some of them guys will start wanting to try to test their hands in that. Do you think that's a shift we can see soon?
I don't think it's not the disc boxing, but it's just one small aspect of what's happening in MMA, you know. So it'd be a lot to ask a boxer, hey, come to this MMA fight, you know. We're not against it, but it's just we're asking for a lot, you know. We're kind of not giving these guys like the most opportunity, I feel. If they have trained and they got some MMA fights, yeah, sure, come on over, you know. If it's like a boxer versus a Muay Thai guy in MMA bare knuckle, we're open for those things. But if the boxer just coming with like boxing experience, you know, they got a little bit of an uphill battle. You know, they got to learn a couple things. They got to learn that sprawl, how not to get armbarred, how not to get their fucking neck twisted off. You know, yeah. So boxers, I don't know. It would take some time to develop some of these individuals, I think.
Before I let you go, man, I believe the number is 14 former UFC fighters. Like I say, Maurice Green has fought all over the world, kickboxing, the whole 9. Just for anyone thinking about coming to this event, man, tell them why they shouldn't miss this one, Jorge.
I'll tell you why you shouldn't miss this one, because these veterans that I just mentioned, they're all putting it on the line. When you're fighting bare knuckle, it's like, it's just different. The bullets are flying both ways. They're coming at you and you're throwing them. And these guys, it's a different mindset. It's a different vibe when you're in there. It's very serious, very calculated, you know, because I'll be in there in the weigh-ins and stuff like that. It's just a different atmosphere when guys fight with gloved MMA. You know, it's just crazy. I can't explain it. And when it comes to the day of the fight, all that like weird tension that I was feeling always just comes out. You know, not that I'm feeling, but that I'm feeling from the fighters, how they're interacting with each other or with other people. It's like they're just in their head. They don't want to really talk to nobody. They're like very zoned in and just ready to fight at all times, ready to bite. And when it comes fight day, I mean, it always delivers. Last show, we got about 11 fights and 8 finishes. You know, it's
crazy. It's
great, man. Whether it's on the ground or on the feet, they're going after the kill. They're going after the juggler. And that's what we care for the most, you know, to keep everybody entertained. There's a reason, and I want to take time now to thank everybody in your channel, all the fans, you know, because it's not me. It's these fighters that are doing it, and it's the fans that are watching these videos, and we're getting 4 million views on the content on these 5 videos that are streaming them live. You know, sometimes you're streaming it 24 hours later on YouTube, and we'll still get over 1 million views in less than 3 hours, 4 hours, you know. So the movement is massive. You know, the comments will be freaking crazy, you know, and I just want to thank the fans, really, man, for backing these fighters up and believing in the product that we have, you know. There's a million promotions nowadays. And to tell you the truth, as far as, like, YouTube goes, I'm, like, one of the number 1 promoters promotions, brother, because I get higher numbers than a lot of these promotions.
That's
PFL,
awesome.
Bellator, even UFC on the YouTube. So it's not because of me. It's all because of the fans, tuning in and supporting these individuals, these brave mother effers.